Good morning everyone, welcome back to another episode of Unplugged EV Sunny Australia. Schönen guten Morgen auch an meine deutschsprachigen Zuschauer. Bonjour. Yeah. And this beautiful morning here in Australia we are doing our 60 kilometers constant speed range test with the new PHEV battery and the BMU correctly calibrated to 40 ampere hours. Let's see how far we can come this time. So I could just hear the click of the charger. So we have finished charging. And I have also prepared the car this time, because last time we had some, people behind us which didn't realize I'm driving only 60 kilometers and they stayed behind me all the time. And I don't want to have cars lining up behind me anymore. And people are going to overtake me now without staying behind me for 6 kilometers. Let's see how this works.
Slow electric vehicle again, 60 kilometers only. Never will buy one. That's disgusting.
Start live data. There. Of course. Okay, we have charged to 100% and 40 ampere hours. So maximum capacity performed. We're driving the same route as always. 56 on the gasometer here. And and 43 on the GOM, on the dog's GOM. Okay, without any further. And as always guys, every 10 kilometers I let you know how far we are. We compare the MMCS GOM with the dog's GOM and see how far we have actually traveled. Quick brief update. I have got the car back for a week now, 8 days, and there's no change in state of health so far. Still 40 ampere hours of capacity shown in the dog. Okay, so we are on the road. Turning on cruise control, slowly accelerating until 60, and there we go. 60 kilometers per odometer is 56 kilometers in real time. Let the test begin. First car is approaching from behind. Let's see if he can read. I'm driving far on the left side here of the road, but he's still not overtaking, so let's see if he stays behind me for the next 50 kilometers. So the climate conditions are a little bit different to the previous tests. We have only 23 degrees outside. Battery temperatures are between 24 and 29 degrees. So the battery cooling definitely will not kick in today. The conditions are a little bit better than on the other two tests, of course, due to the colder temperatures now. And I definitely don't need an aircon here to cool down the cabin. And we're just cruising along with 60 kilometers per hour. Overtaking us, came very close to our tail, read the sign and put the blinker out and overtook us. So seems to work better than without sign actually. So I definitely will keep these signs for later tests. So we are on our dead flat road here, and we're using about 4 to 5 kilowatt at the moment to keep the car on 60 kilometers per hour. So this test will take a long time now, until the battery is actually down to 61% state of charge. I should have brought some food and something to drink with me. And look at this beautiful weather. Beginning of April and summer weather. We've got a problem ahead. There is a tractor which is probably driving even slower than I do. I wasn't expecting that I actually overtake someone. Yep, works. Didn't even slow down. Okay, 10 kilometers traveled, 44 kilometers on the dog, 48 kilometers on the gasometer in the car here. I have forgotten where we started. It's all on the screen here anyway. And we are down to 88.5%. Test is going great. Okay, I just need to let these cars pass here and the truck as well. You don't want to have one of these trucks behind you. Okay, back on the road, no big deal. Car is lining up behind me, but I think after the truck now is overtaking me. At least I can read. Amazing. So if you do a test drive, put a sign on your back. I think most people would know what an EV is in this area here. But there was no space to put electric test vehicle next time. To this downhill section here where most of the time I will coast. Yeah, as you can see, it uses 0 to only +1 kilowatts. Sometimes it will even regen a little bit. This is probably a 500 meter stretch now. But on our way back we need to go uphill here, so this compensates for the elevation, as always. To be honest, I don't even think it is legal to put a 60 kilometer sign on the back of your car. And I don't know, is this legal? Can everyone just do that and drive slower? Don't know. I mean, technically you are becoming a hazard on the road, because it's a 100 kilometer road here and you're driving half of the allowed speed only, without particular reason, of course. Yeah, I mean, other cars line up behind you, they overtake you, it's always a risk. So it's an increased hazard, it's an increased risk for traffic. But, well, on the other side, it's up to the people behind me to overtake me or not. And clearly we don't have much traffic here in this area, so perfect conditions. By the way, another car coming up. Yeah, it's coming for me straight away. And look at this green after all this rain we had in the last 1.5 weeks. Brown turned into green. Beautiful. So we are now coming close to the township of Kominya again. Still very flat conditions, but lots of traffic coming towards me. So I hope until I get there, all this traffic is gone. And we have cracked the 20 kilometer mark. 43 kilometers on the dog, 44 kilometers on the GOM in the car. State of charge is 78.3%. Insane 31.3 ampere hours still left. And guys, 20 kilometers traveled. The battery feels definitely a lot stronger. Wow. And welcome to Kominya. 60 kilometer speed in town. Well, that suits me. And here in front of us on the left hand side, this road, the Newman Street. This was the point where we turned around with the 70% state of health battery. That was our first test. I link it down below and at the end of the video. And yeah, now we are driving through Kominya, which is a 60 kilometer zone here. And I need to slow down here in front of us a little bit. There's a sharp bend. So I try to take this as wide as possible to maintain speed. Okay, I only slowed down to 50, that's good. Okay, so accelerating very smoothly again. And we are back on 60. Okay, we are now leaving Kominya. and I've done 23 kilometers so far. So guys, 30 kilometers. We've got 34 kilometers left on the dog and 36 on the GOM here on the car, and we are down to 67.5%, which is 27 ampere hours. Theoretically, I could drive down the battery to 50% of the battery gauge and then turn around, so I just make it back home. But I want to do the test all the same, so I drive down until I get 61% state of charge, and then we do a measurement in the middle, and then I drive home again. So I have only a very, very mild increase in battery temperature to 26 and 30 degrees, because we are using only 4 to 5 kilowatts all the time out of the battery. This is a very, very small load for the battery, of course. This doesn't cause any heat in the battery. Okay guys, so we're coming to the point where I turned around the last time. This was exactly here where this white pole is on the left hand side. This little driveway here, that's where we turned around, exactly here. And we still have 65%. We now have the 48% on the battery gauge and have traveled 34 kilometers. So this would be half the battery. So in theory, we could make potentially 68, almost 68 kilometers on pure EV driving constant of 60 kilometers. That's good. Wow, we are almost in Lowood and drove the long way around Kominja. That is a huge detour usually. And there's the town of Lowood already, and we are at 61.5%. So we will turn around at 61%. We made it almost to Lowood, or the longest way you can take to Lowood. That is insane. Okay, 61% we have reached now. I'm stopping the car right now here. So we have traveled 35.9 kilometers, almost 36 kilometers now, and have used 16.2 ampere hours of the battery. The GOM on the dog shows us 29 kilometers left. The GOM on the MMCS in the car, 30 kilometers left. So we are turning around now. I almost made it to Lowood. I can't believe that, really. That is good. Okay, let's turn around and yeah, I'll let you know when we pass the 40. Oh, this guy has bad eyesight. And now finally he does it. And he was behind me for over a kilometer now. Obviously couldn't read my sign or something and didn't know what to do. Totally helpless people. And the road is straight, flat. You can look 2 kilometers ahead. No other cars on the road. Nah, he stood behind me. Maybe he was googling what an EV is. Next reading, 40 kilometers done. 25 on the GOM, on the dog, and 25 on the MMCS in the car. And we are down to 56%, which is 22.4 ampere hours. Still going strong. So guys, and I'm driving for over 50 minutes now. And we are still going. And it's getting warm in here, 24 outside. But the cabin is heating up in the pure sun. And I feel a little bit, yeah, warm. But of course I refuse to turn on the air condition. I'm suffering for you guys. In the name of science. Okay, so we are now down to 49% state of charge here. and have traveled 46 kilometers. So in theory you could potentially drive around 90 kilometers far if you could go below the 30% state of charge of the battery, which we can't, of course, in the PHEV. Can by pulling the fuel pump fuse. Didn't say that. For the last kilometer, and then I pulled over to the left and let him pass, and now he's driving 55 only. Wow. Maybe he just has forgotten to put his signs on the back, doing a 55 kilometer test. Some people. What else can you do? Okay guys, so we are back in Kominya now, and apart from this guy, everything went well. 50 kilometer traveled. We still got 14 kilometers on the dog and 13 kilometers here on the gasometer of the car. We are down to 44% state of charge, 17.6 ampere hours. Okay, still going strong. We've got 3 blue bars left. Guys, there's a huge truck coming off behind me, so I'm pulling over here and let him pass. It's just too dangerous with these trucks. So, he's actually turning. Right. So we have now traveled 56.1 kilometers. I think this is pretty much the same as we had before. I can't remember. I should have looked this up really. And now here comes this uphill stretch for a couple of 100 meters. So we are using 7, 8, 9 kilowatts at the moment to go up this hill here. And of course this will use more energy and will eat into our EV range. But we gained some energy before when we went downhill here. So now we are traveling above the specifications of Mitsubishi. We are at 58.5 and still driving electric. Hey guys, we are coming to 60 kilometers. There we go, 60 kilometers traveled on PHEV, 5 kilometers left on the dog scum and 3 kilometers left here. And we are down to 32.5%. 13 ampere hours. You can't do 60 kilometers if you travel 60 kilometers per hour constant speed. And we are still going. It has just kicked in. We're doing a quick reading here of 61.6 kilometers on pure EV range. So I'm stopping the dog now as always, so we've got the exact point where the engine kicked in, and also turn on the air conditioner. Believe me, I deserve a little bit of air condition now. Oh, feel that. Amazing. So guys, okay, so 61.5 kilometers on pure EV range when you travel 60 kilometers an hour on flat road. Of course you can go further on pure EV range if you do hypermiling. This what I'm doing right now here is not really hypermiling. The car uses a constant energy consumption. It's a constant energy consumption of the car from the battery, because I constantly need to propel the car to keep the 60 kilometers per hour, of course. If you do a real hypermiling, you drive in B0 and let the car coast most of the time and drive as slowly as possible. And this is exactly what my good friend Barry in Victoria, Melbourne, he used to be the world champion in PHEV EV range with 77 kilometers on one full charge. Insane 77 kilometers. But he was traveling around town in slower traffic and had an average speed of about 34 kilometers, if I'm correct. And of course he used B0 a lot and let the car coast until the next traffic light and drove very slowly in a circle, on a circle route in a slow speed traffic area. So these are different conditions, and of course you can stretch the EV range then. And interestingly, he got this world record after his car got a BMU reset, which was only a couple of weeks or a couple of days after I got my first reset. And his battery was not replaced or something, it was just a BMU reset, and he could get 77 kilometers out of the battery. So that is pretty amazing, and shows again the battery seems to be totally fine inside these cars. It is a software related issue. So this has worked partly. Some people still don't get it. They stay behind you. Is it hard to read? Even, I mean, I'm visually challenged, but I can easily read this from... I can easily read it from here, 15 meters away from the car. Geez, some people, they just don't get it. So this is our trip. 1 hour and 10 minutes of driving on 60 kilometers constant speed. That is 52.6 kilometers average, 900 kilometers up, 930 down. Sportive driving style, Daniel, please. How can 60 kilometer per hour constant speed be sportive? Okay, so yeah, battery down from 40 ampere hours to 12.3 ampere hours, and we have used 14.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So 146 watt hours per kilometer is still pretty high. It's not efficient. This car is not efficient in EV driving. It's not optimized. You can see that clearly. I mean, 60 kilometers is not fast. This is what other EVs achieve on 100 kilometers speed. But still pretty good. Did we miss the... Oh yeah, here 60, so 61.4 kilometers. That was when the engine kicked in. Okay, so guys, there you have it. 61.4 kilometers. Maximum range of the Outlander PHEV in pure EV range if you drive on 60 kilometers constant speed. You can get more out of the car. I'm sure you can potentially reach 75-80 kilometers, maybe even more if you are driving this Berry route, but this is then the maximum you can get. Okay guys, so far this video from today, this is the long waited for range test with a new battery and the calibrated BMU. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always guys, thanks for watching, thanks for your support. This is Andy signing off from beautiful sunny Australia. You stay charged, and we will see us of course in the next video very soon. I'm looking forward to it. See you then guys, bye bye.